Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
everybody.
Thank you so much for tuning in again to our post show. Hopefully, you guys experience God in a powerful way as you listen to the exposition and engage in musical worship, whether you're here at the conference or you're streaming online.
Yes.
And so this is me, Justin, again, and here's Brittany.
I'm Brittany, I'm back.
Yeah, and we're here outside of the exhibition hall here at the America Center. And we're excited because in about half an hour, the exhibition hall is going to open. Where,
First time.
yeah, for the first time where participants can go to the InterVarsity Press Bookstore and buy some books. Also, to visit the exhibitors who represent a lot of missions organizations from around the world. Welcome. And so before we walk into the exhibition hall, we just wanted to briefly talk about what just happened in the morning session. In particular, Eric Lige, our worship leader, invited us into musical worship. And so a wide array of many different things for people, and people can come in different places with that. But I just want to think of multi-ethnic worship and our experience. Yeah, how was that for you?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, yeah, 2009, ethnic worship was a really kind of new experience for me. So I come from a predominantly white, English-speaking worship culture, and so that was what was normal to me, what was most comfortable. But I was really challenged at Urbana to step into the stories and the beauty of so many different languages and different worship cultures. And so my worship grew and expanded, and my view of God changed and was transformed as I was able to step into Urbana. I want to challenge you this week to step into that, to do something that might be out of your comfort zone, but is actually home for other brothers and sisters. So come and experience that. Don't be afraid to dance if that's good and for you. And even if it doesn't feel like home, then do it. Dance and see how your view and perspective of God shifts and changes. And
Thanks so much, Brittany. What I experienced this morning, Renee, our expositor, he challenged us as North American Christians to repair our ways, especially centering God's mission on us. Me as a North American Christian, that is always, especially when it comes to musical worship and my personal interests. I think what struck me is that since we've started the conference, a lot of the lyrics, there hasn't been any I or me and God, but a lot of we and us, because God's body is so much more than just us here in America. And when we sing songs in different languages and cultures, we enter into the stories, we see God's work globally, and we get the attention off of us, and it widens to around the world. And so participants, for you guys streaming, for those of you here at the conference, continue to listen to God's voice as we sing to Him, praise and worship in ways that are familiar to us, unfamiliar, so that the intention is off of us, but to God, global mission.
Amen. He's on the throne. Jesus is on the throne.
Jesus is on the throne.
Also,
speaking of Renee, real quick, for those of you who watch the movie,
yeah.
Paolo, sing to me,
Sing
Paolo.
to me,
He
Paolo.
kind of looks like him. So if you don't know who I'm talking about, Google it.
Google it.
All right. So now what I want us to do is I want you guys to follow me into the exhibit hall. Like I said, it's going to open up pretty soon at 1 p.m. And we just want to show you a couple of things that's going on. So why don't you guys come along with me?
Here we go.
So we get special access because it opens at 1 o'clock. But some of the people, especially the participants, they can't come in yet. So lucky for you, because you're watching, you get to join in before 1 o'clock.
It's a sneak peek. Let's go. Okay, sorry, that was one.
All right, so we're looking for a representative from InterVarsity Press.
Yeah, when you enter the see on your left, all the exhibitors are here. So if you have a question, you want to get connected to a missions organization, that's where you go. And if you want to buy a book, then head to your right over here to the IVP Bookstore.
All right, I believe I have found our friend.
Ah, there he is.
There he is. Hello, Justin.
How's it going? Hello, I'm Justin Lawrence. I am the Director of Sales for InterVarsity Press. Nice to meet you all. Welcome to the Urbana Bookstore. Yeah, look at that. That looks awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, so Justin is here to take us around a little bookstore so that once you guys come here at 1 p.m., you know what to expect, some special things that he can point out, take a look at. potentially buy, and other things that we might not know about. So Justin, please take us around.
Sure. What you would maybe think of as foreign missions. It's also every equipping resource you need to enter into a life in missions, whether that's Bible study or being a whole person, so books on all the different things related to sexuality, or just because if you're going to be serving God faithfully, it's not just about knowing about mission, it's everything else. So the book of the day that's about to come is Anxious by Danielle, oh man, Strickland? It's not Danielle Strickland. It's Amy Simpson. Starts with that. So Amy Simpson, this is her second book with us, and it's about anxiety and contemporary life. So that's all the way over here, over in the book of the day area. As we're going through, you're seeing on the tables there's specials of all different sorts, and as you can see, there's up to like 72% off.
That's crazy.
For Work, Play, Love, which is a great book on career and calling and the mission of God. Very useful for those who are in that space now. But other ones too. $9 Visions of Vocation, which is probably one of the best books on vocation. Steve Garber, who's going to be around at the Regent booth later too, who's a longtime Ivy supporter. A fantastic book in this. So yeah, all sorts of different great specials. And then on the shelves too, we have all sorts of different, also books, mostly IVP books that are on special as well, whether they're, a little bit off, 30% off or more.
All right, you can keep talking. You can keep talking.
And so with those, there's just, we spent a whole year picking all the best books for that. And so those are 30% off. Now, the other cool thing, too, is that all the books of the day, the ebooks, are all $5 on every single channel. So if you're buying it from your Kindle, on iBookstore, all the books of the day are $5 everywhere, too. And so there's, you can also, if you don't want to ship them, you can go to ivpress.com / Urbana Books, and all the prices are the same. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to buy 10 copies of this book at this great price for my chapter, we got you covered. Free shipping from ivpress.com.
Wow.
So yeah, the best thing about being here is that we get to, I spend most of my time in the info booth, which is over here. It says Got Questions, which is, if you've got questions, even random questions about life, we can probably help you find a book for that. But I do a lot of stepping out with students and helping them find exactly the right book, whether it's for them or for their friend or for their parents, things like that. And that's really fun to do. And have some lovely times at the last one as well. So yeah.
So Justin, do you have any, favorite books or just books that, you've been recently reading?
Oh man.
That you'd like to recommend for some of our viewers?
Well, one that's been kind of a classic that might be worth taking a look at, it's actually on special too, is this Operation World. It's the definitive guide to prayer for every nation, and this is the 7th edition of this. It's done globally, and it tells you, if you ever wanted to know the whole story about books, about what God's doing around the world, this has all of that in there. It's only $10, regularly $41, so it's a really, really good price on this one. And you can see it's not full color, but it tells you, it's got some color. But if you ever wanted to know about the Christians and all the things going on in, say, Iraq, it tells you a lot about all the different folks with that. And then just very good details, even beyond, they do a lot of work beyond what you'd ever find on the internet, because a lot of it's like sensitive country things like that. So if you really want to see and hear about what God's doing in a particular country, or if you're sensing God's calling you to a particular region of the world, this will be a great way to actually get much deeper with that. So.
Ben Chow on YouTube says that he loves Operation World.
Yay, all right, thanks Ben. Not bad at all.
It's so great to see you.
There's an announcement.
The voice
in the sky.
Hello, exhibitors.
So I have another thing for you, and for you viewers. As you can see, it is a bookstore, so there's a lot of books. But you might not know that there are more than books. There's some InterVarsity swag.
Let's go look at the swag.
And so, Justin, can you show us the swag that the participants can buy?
This is great.
All right.
And here we go.
So yeah, there's 2 major pieces of swag, and then a third one, which is bonus. But all the swag is fair trade, which is good. Which might, when you see the price, you might be like, oh, that's why. But so first, we've got these lovely Faithful Witness T-shirts. These are, I'll hold one up here. It's Faithful Witness. It's the whole theme of the conference, and then it's got some nice detailing on the back there with some of the themes from Revelation. Yes, that's good. Nice. And then it comes in red and also in gray over there as well. Now, I'll tell you what, my favorite thing is, T-shirts are great, but here's something that you can show Urbana, your love for Urbana, every single day, not just when you are, that one day a week when it's clean. That's a lot harder with Urbana.
That's true.
Stuff. But 3 years ago, I broke the bank and I bought an Urbana mirror mug. These are fair trade created mugs from Mir, which is it has a Clean Water Project initiative with us. So Urbana 18 logo and Faithful Witness on there. So I have one of these that's a taller one from 15, and I've used it every single day at work in the past 3 years, and it looks exactly like this. So in terms of like, you could take this camping, like it's pretty durable, it's metal. So you even throw this in your bag going home and it's not going to self-destruct or anything like that. So this, I highly recommend. It's only $20, which in terms of like the per use cost of my mug from last time is so tiny because I've used it about 1,000 times and it looks exactly like this. So I highly recommend these. They're here and they're also in the checkout line. So if you're forgetting as you're checking out, we've got some over there as well. Right. And the final thing, you're doing manuscript Bible study in the mornings, and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to keep all my ideas straight with it? We have Urbana 18 highlighters in very attractive colors, blue, etc., etc. So, and purple and yellow and orange. So those are only $2. So if you forgot a highlighter, but you're trying to do some manuscript Bible study stuff, that'll help as well. Cool. So that's the only swag we have, but pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
And this just in, we also have an Urbana Faithful Witness moleskin journal. So so if you want to remember this and sort of you're journaling about God's call on you, we've got the Faithful Witness moleskin, which is really a cool co-branding thing they've done. I just saw this now, so I'm very excited about it as well.
So questions coming in. If people are asking if they can buy this online.
The question is someone asked if we can purchase any of these things online for those viewers who aren't here at the conference.
So generally, you can occasionally buy things from the staff store afterwards, but I would say to make sure you get them, find a friend and text them and say, hey, if you're there, can you buy it for me? Because we can't guarantee it after that, but it's something that I think some of it will be available afterwards for the IVCF staff store. I think. I don't know for sure. But yeah, the best way would be find a friend who's actually at the conference to buy it for you.
So speaking of, we've been engaging with you guys who are watching. There's a way to engage with the bookstore today. And so Justin and Justin, we have a special invitation for you guys and girls who are watching. So if you see Justin today, so
that's this guy right here.
That's him.
Region College sweatshirt.
All right. Represent.
Yeah, that's right.
So, this bookstore is going to open at 1 p.m. Did we say 10 people?
I said the first 10 people.
Okay. The first 10 people who give him the secret code word, it's actually not really a word. It's more so a noise, a sheep, like, ba. If you ba to him.
This guy. So, but the reason it's ba is that if you look at the cover of Amy Simpson's book, Anxious, it's counting sheep. So there's sheep going. So we thought, well, why not? So if you can find me, first 10 people who say bah can get yourself a free book of the day. So yeah,
that's a great deal. You get the book of the day for free if you're one of the first 10 people to find Justin and bah to him.
Bah.
All right. So Justin, are there any last words or any things that we should be on the lookout for? Oh, I'm sorry. Is there a question?
To be worship CD purchases.
Will there be any worship CD purchases?
Well, I can answer that. The Urbana 18 worship album will be available for streaming on Spotify. It'll also be available for purchase on iTunes and in other things. It won't be a physical CD, but it will be a download. So we're thinking in the spring of 19. They're recording it live here on site.
Okay.
But follow urbana.org for updates on the worship album, and there also will be an Urbana 18 worship songbook. So thanks for that question.
Yeah, great question.
This person was asking of the speakers.
Of the
yeah,
speakers.
So we aren't able to put the live streams up after the fact. So if the live streams will only be available live and the day of, we're going to be editing it, and some of the speakers and the testimonies that we are able to post online will be online, either at the Urbana YouTube channel or our Vimeo channel. So some of that has to do with security and other things. So, but follow our channels, YouTube and Vimeo, and urbana.org to get updated on all of those great things. And you could also find a lot of past Urbana speakers and worship on urbana.org, YouTube, and Vimeo.
All right, thanks for the question, guys. So Justin has to leave pretty soon. The doors are about to open, and participants will come flooding in here. But Justin, are there any last words that you have for our viewers?
books are an important part of wherever the gospel is preached. Books need to be there, and so wherever you're out there on your campuses and in your life, books can be a very important part of that. Ivy Press spends every single day trying to find the best resources for your discipleship and your Christian life. So come on, we're very friendly. We've got all sorts of great books for you. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Justin. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Justin.
Cool. So come find Justin, buy hi at him, and get a free book. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, so tune in for our next show. We will be featuring the exhibit hall and the things that we can find over there. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully for those of you who are viewing this on site, we get to see you in person, and for those of you who aren't, hopefully you continue to get a glimpse and a taste of what's happening here at Urbana 18. Thank you so much, and tune in for our next pre-show.